Hello, I'm back again. This episode is gonna be very interesting and different. Normally, we play games, but we just got promoted, and I want to do like a transfer market special. So this is the team currently. As you may know if you watched all the latest episodes, we have Barzagli, Culture, and Paulo Ferreira, Yaya Touré, Michael Essien, and Angelos Caristeas. We bought those when we were like in League 2. We're now in the Championship, aka League 1 in this game. There is a few positions on the pitch that I would like to improve. I would love to get Gifton Adams out of the team, even though I really do like Gifton Adams. I want him to, get out of the team. Gary Fiskin, same here. I need to improve at least midfield and left back. Scowcroft is a very interesting player. I would love to improve this position as well. And then we have the striker partnership, which I think would, with the team we have, and with how good it went in the latest episode, and the latest series or whatever season, I feel like they're good enough. But if I can improve, we will. And we don't have many players on the team right now. So, with that in fact, we have 27.1 million. We are gonna go and do some business. We are gonna go and check out the transfer markets. And I'm actually gonna go back here in the division we just left, because Stoke City got relegated. I just want to take a peek into their team and see if there's anything we would like to potentially buy. And I can already see we have Bjarni Gudjonsson, which could be a very solid midfielder, to be fair. Probably better than any other midfielder than we have at the moment. Now, on the other hand, will I buy them? Most likely not yet. Reading also got relegated. There was nothing in the attacking part that I don't want to buy any of their players right now. There was nothing that was like, oh shit, I want to buy them. And same here, nothing really exciting in the midfield department. When it comes to the defenders, Nick Shorey I could potentially see myself buy, mostly because I know who Nick Shorey is, and the fact that we need another wing defender. With that said in mind, I'm not looking exactly to buy from them right now. I think with the money we have to play this in a better way. So I'm gonna try and see if I can find okay players in this value of money, 2 million to 4.9 in the Belgian league, midfielders, because there could be potentially good players that we can buy. So we're gonna spend this episode. I don't know how long this episode will be. But we're gonna take our time, no rush, and let's just browse through what can we find, what could potentially improve our team. And I'm gonna go through midfielders first, because midfielders, that's where I feel like we can improve right now. So we're gonna just go through, take your time, no stress. Is that Felipe Melo, but they've spelled his name wrong? Is that the player that played for the midfielder that played for Liverpool? We might have to do some investigation here. You know what? I'm gonna just take a little look-see on the good old internet. Felipe Melo. Where did you play? Where did you play? It is Felipe Melo. Flamengo, 2001 to 2003. Oh, by the way, Felipe Melo never played for... He played in Juventus, that's why. For some reason I thought he played for Liverpool. Do you know what? That makes it interesting. I'm gonna put a bid on Felipe Melo. And I'm gonna see if they want to do business with me. Because his stats are really good. He's good, like actually he's got very good shooting accuracy and finishing for being a midfielder. So, offensive positioning, really good. Defensive position, a little bit worse. But, we're not gonna break our bank completely. We're gonna put this down here. First bid 2.5. Let's see what they say. They said no. Okay, then we put it up to 2.8. They decline. So we're gonna put it up to 3.3. Okay, we have just bought Felipe Melo. So that's our first player. We're still at 23 million left. So with that in mind, Gifton Adams, we're gonna put you here. Graham Zamora, you're not even gonna be on the bench anymore. So with that in mind, we have now Felipe Melo and Michael Essien. I feel like that's a very solid midfielder. Like they are very good. They will complement each other. Like they will do the bits together. Felipe Melo. Okay, defenders. This is where we want to improve. Same amount of money, but this time around we're not gonna go through. Well, you know what? We can do this Brazilian league as well. Let's just see what they have. Wait, this is actually Brazil. Why is Mark Delaney in Brazilian league? Cicinho. That is oh, that's a good speed and acceleration. That was good stuff right there. Why is Mark Delaney playing in the Brazilian league? Serginho. You know what? Let's go into Belgian league again. Defense. Timmy Simmons, I recognize his name. Igor Tomasic, I also recognize. Habib Beye, also recognize. But we're not gonna buy him. Argentinian league. Let's just double check here because the Argentinian league could have something very funny. Walter Bustamente could be a player we could actually go for. Nothing really thrilling. World Club teams. Do you guys have any? Nothing here when it comes to midfielders and World Club teams. Justice Stihol, attacker. That's actually good stats. Do you guys have anything? I mean, all these strikers here are actually better than I have, but they're also kind of like older. And I'm not a big fan of that. I want like somewhat younger players. Other Asian club teams. Let's check. Shang and Hua is 30 years old. We're not doing that. I'm not living that lifestyle. How high doing? Unfortunately, you're too old. You're too old, buddy. I highly doubt that there's anything very expensive in the Asian League. So other Europe, this is where we could find really good players. Bülent Korkmaz, unfortunately too old for my taste. Florent Dumitru, Evgeny Henriksen. Erik Edman. I could buy Erik Edman because Swedish player, really good in my opinion. I feel like it's a little bit too slow on the, like, I would like a player with a little bit more pace there. On the other hand, now we know that Erik Edman exists, so we could potentially go back and buy him. Midfielders, Libor Sionko, Jiri Jarosik. The thing is, I could buy another midfielder to replace Yaya Toure, even though I like Yaya Toure, and I could have him as a sub. Alexander Frey, I could buy him. Used to be like a top player back in the day. In my opinion, a really good player. Emmanuel Olisadebe, is that the player I'm thinking about? Shooting accuracy. You know what? I'm gonna put a bid on Olisadebe and just see what they say. You see, we'll go straight into team. Okay, so we got Emmanuel Olisadebe. We got him as well. Alright. And we still have 19 million left. So now we need to just check the stats on these players, right? Packham, sadly, you are gonna, you know, you're gone. Okay, so here's the thing. Alan Adams has fantastic strength and fantastic speed, but he's pretty worthless compared to anything else. Kick power, great. Passion vision, really good. Olisadebe, however, way better shooting accuracy, way better finishing, way better, like, he's just better on everything else. How is it looking against Andrews? Yeah, this is like night and day. Here's the thing. I'm gonna bench Ian Andrews and put Olisadebe over here. Controversial. I mean, Haristea is not much better than all the, like, Ian Andrews and Alan Adams, but I mean, at this point it is what it is. Defense. That's what I wanted to buy from. But now we have a backup goalkeeper, and I got a backup striker. Now we go back and focus on the defenders. I'm gonna have to look at the 2.2 million to 4.9. If there's something we can find that's, you know, a little bit more interesting. Stipe Tudor. What I would like to buy is players I recognize. And that's what I'm gonna aim for. That's what I'm aiming for. Like, players I recognize the name from. Oh, Brede Hangeland! Oh my god, how slow are you? Now, you're not exactly freaking fast. But on the other hand, I recognize your name. You know what? I'm gonna put in a really shit bid for you and see if you accept. No. Last bid. Last attempt. Okay, so now they will not, like, they're pissed off and they don't want me to bid on their player. It's fine. I made a valid attempt to buy him. Let's just check between Is there like anything like whoa over here when it comes to defenders? Oh, Grigera. Oh, I would love to buy you, but if I buy you, like my whole economy, all my money is gone on just one player. Spanish League Division 2. Maybe we find something here. That could be very interesting. Because we could still like, you know, we could still buy really good players for like less money, and I can break the bank on attacking players as well. Nothing really exciting in the Spanish second. You know what? I'm just gonna. Okay, there's actually defenders here that's actually worth more money. Yeah, I don't see myself buying anything like that. Spanish First League, La Liga, basically. Is there anything here that's like, ho ho, I want you? Jimmy Traore. Oh, Belletti. I mean, he's a little bit older. 27. But Belletti and Paulo Ferreira would be a good combo on both sides. 5 to 9 points. Okay, this should be a sweet spot. Kvarme, you're too old, and Nadal is also too old. And you're playing in Mallorca. Yep. Don Eggen, yeah, you're too old, sadly. Aiser del Horno, you played at one point in Chelsea. Recognize your name, buddy. And of course, when we go in here, we're gonna find all the expensive defenders. I'm not willing to pay that much money for defenders at the moment. Let's check out the Scottish League. Like I said, I just want a player I recognize the name of, and I'll freaking buy you. 5 to 9 million? You guys have defenders like that over here? Kevin Muscat, you're 30 years old. No. It's going Scottish First Division. I highly doubt there's anything useful. Yeah. Portuguese League could be interesting. Nuno Valente. You're fudge. You're 28 years old. I mean, it's not super old. But I don't want to spend too much money on defenders. 1 to 1.9. Anything here that we maybe can buy that is like interesting? You know, not too expensive, still good enough to, you know, make a difference in our team. Not really. 5 to 9 million. Secretario, you're too old. I recognize your name though. Okay, well, North America. I don't. Well, okay. Never mind. I was wrong. Jovan Knapp. You're actually 18 years old with skill at 62. You are definitely fast. I'm just gonna try and see what happens. I don't know who you are. Yeah, I kind of assumed that they would not agree to that. Anything else that I recognize? Jimmy Conrad, I do recognize. I know who Jimmy Conrad is. Joseph Adu, unfortunately a little bit too old for my taste. What are you afraid of? Oh, Bocanegra. See, here's the thing with Bocanegra, right? Here's the thing. He's probably better. He's probably much better, to be fair. Than Fiskin. You know what? I'm gonna put in a very stupid bid here. $1.2 is the max. Okay, that's final bid. Make it or break it. Okay, so we got Carlos Bocanegra as well. Okay, and the thing is, we still have a lot of money. We have 18 million left. So Fiskin, you will go in here instead of Clapham. See, I'm spending the money quite wisely here. So Bocanegra, Barzagli, Culture, Paulo Ferreira. We have a midfield of Felipe Melo, even though they can't really spell the name. But I guess it's the right. Touré, Michael Essien on the midfield. That's a solid midfielder. I could potentially get another midfielder instead of Yaya because of his stats. We will see what happens. Olisa Debe and Angelos Charisteas. That is brand new players for the team, right? So technically Alan Adams is the only one to get a Scowcroft that I need to disappear. That's, you know. So, with that in mind, I have a keeper in mind that I would love to buy. If he's still there. Peter Cech. Declined. Declined. Okay. So if I put a little bit more than you're worth, you should agree, right? Yes. So Peter Cech will be our main goalie. He will get number 33. And with that, we have 14 million in the bank. Scowcroft, you've been a fantastic goalkeeper, but Peter Cech is now in our team. Like, I saw his name a few episodes ago, but we have Peter Cech in our team. So, we have 14 millions. We will get more money because we got European club football. We might get more money from playing against Liverpool. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna go in and check out for an attacker. 5 to 9 million. Like, I could break the bank even more. I'm gonna actually go in here to other European club football. Like, here again. Just to see if I missed anything that I'm like, okay. Alexander Frey. I just want to check your stats. You're pretty fast. You're not super fast. But you have a shooting accuracy of 80 and 79. Which is very appealing. On the other hand, what do we have in the Dutch league? Because the Dutch league could have Dirk Kuyt. You're not the fastest player in the world. But now we know he exists. And I recognize the name, like I've said before. What do we have in the Premier League that we could buy? Louis Saha, 8.5. Duncan Ferguson, a little bit too old for my taste. Let's just check browse 2 mil to 4 point. Let's just see. Darren Bent. Peter Crouch, like I mentioned earlier, we could buy Peter Crouch. However, Darren Bent, you're pretty fast, right? Not as fast as I thought you would be. Shooting accuracy is not good. Peter Crouch, are you fast in this game for some reason? No. Okay, let me just see what happens if I break the bank here. What could we potentially find and buy? Probably not a lot. Alan Shearer, a declining Alan Shearer, 33 years old. Do you in Dublin? No, thank you. Fabrizio Ravanelli. No thanks. Do 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 do. Jay Bothroyd. See, there is a few players here. Mattias Svensson. Wayne Routledge. Neil Shipperley. Bobby Zamora. Bobby Zamora. Dude, he's fucking fast, but the thing is, his shooting accuracy and finishing is dead awful. Marlon Harewood. Not fast, and his shooting is not fantastic. French League. What do we have here? French League could have Emmanuel Adebayor. Adebayor. Not gonna lie, seeing Adebayor's name, it is quite tempting. German League. Man, I am a little bit too tempted on buying him. Tempted, but would it be stupid? I mean, it would probably be a lot, like, very stupid. Do, 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 do. Davor Suker. I mean, if you weren't that old, I would probably buy you. The Italian league could be interesting. I'm actually just gonna go and see if there's Luca Toni. Antonio Di Natale. The thing is, oh my god, is that Obafemi Martins, by the way? The thing is, I would probably end up breaking the whole bank on one player, Antonio Di Natale. But fuck his shooting accuracy and finishing. Oof. Am I willing to break the bank for one top player now? Fabrizio Miccoli. I mean, to be fair, that buying one of those players there is what I probably will need in the future to take this team to the top. Not gonna lie here. Vincenzo Garella. Vincenzo Italiano. That is actually good fucking stats on Italiano. Steven Appia. Igor Budan. Marek Jankulovski. Half decent. Rolando Bianchi. Anjuan. Bianchi. Bianchi. Quagliarella, Hakan Şükür, Ernest Chevanton. See, the thing is, I don't want to break the bank on just one freaking player. But on the other hand, if I do spend a lot of money on one player, I know for a fact that I have a striker that will score a shit ton of goals. That's the thing. I'm so like torn with what I want to do right now. Like, there's so many players I could just buy. Like, what do we do? Like, technically, I don't need to buy a player right now. But I want to. Oliver Capoue. Let me just check your stats. Oh, that's excellent. That's really good ball control. How's your passing accuracy? 68. Vision is 51. Shooting accuracy. Oliver Capoue. Can I get you for like here? Okay. So that's another midfielder in. Now you might ask, why did you buy him? Because you have Yaya Toure, right? But Yaya Toure doesn't have the greatest stats of all time in this team. So getting him in is quite crucial in my opinion. Now, on the other hand, I do want another freaking attacker. What do you have here? Do we have anything good here? A name we recognize. Marcin Sevlakovsky. And do you know what? I know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing. I might regret it later. I'm gonna buy Adebayor. If we can get him. And we got Adebayor. And now we have 7 million in the bank still. Alan Adams, you go to the bench. Ben James, Ben Jenas, you go down there. So with that in mind, we have switched out our entire team. Technically, the defenders are the weak point now if you check like stats wise. Bocanegra, oh wait, shit. I didn't look at that. He's actually a center defender. I didn't really pay attention to that. And Bocanegra is better than Barzagli on every fucking thing. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go and check for a defender again. I don't mind. Like, Like, why not? Dutch league. Because we will get more money into the team. Like, I am not worried about that whatsoever. I am not worried about the money situation. Anthony Revelier would be good to buy. Yeah, he nothing really here that's like maybe in the second league of French. Nah, I didn't really recognize anybody in there. German league, Arne Friedrich. Do we buy Friedrich? Friedrich. Anthony Bocetti. Gianluca Pesotto. Yeah, unfortunately, you're a bit too old for my taste, Pesotto. Jurika Vranjes, Arne Friedrich. Uwe Elosh. You know what, I'm gonna... He's also freaking dude. And not that it really matters too much. Because he can still play as central defender, but just annoying. Thomas Uifalusi. The thing is, I can also just save my money. And whenever we get more money into the team, we can just buy something else. So it's not like I really have to spend the money at the moment. Kaladze, Lupescu, Julian Lescott. Why are you in freaking Reggio? Interesting. Andrea De Sena. You're also for some reasons put as a central defender. You never played as a central defender in my entire life. I can't remember you playing as Stanke Vicios. Felipe Senderos. Why? Okay, for some reason, Paul Konchesky? What the fuck? Okay. I was not prepared to see all that, but okay. Paul Konchesky. Stamina wise, Konchesky is better than Senderos, the better in stamina. Strength. Better pace than Senderos. Pass in vision on Senderos so much better. You know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna try and buy Paul Konchesky. And we somehow managed to buy Paul Konchesky. Alright, so that changes things, I guess. I'm gonna put Bocanegra for right now on the bench, even though if stats-wise he's technically better than Barzagli. We have 4 million left, so Paul Konchesky as left defender. We got Barzagli, Colo now, Paulo Ferreira. That's our defense right there. We got Peter Cech, Felipe Melo, Oliver Capu, and Michael Essien. We have Emmanuel Olisadebe, Charisteas, and Adebayor as attacker. That's our striker trio up here. We managed also to get in Bocanegra. He's on the bench for now. And Yaya Touré has been moved down to the bench. And now we have more within our team, so if we get more bid on our players, we can sell them, we can do whatever we want. Unfortunately for Alan Adams and Ian Andrews, club legends at this point in time, they are gone. They are not even on the bench. John Packham has been moved away. Unfortunately. There's one thing I want to buy, even though he might not have the greatest stats at the moment, but I also know that he's part of the game. If I can find him even. Might not find him. If we do like this, alphabetically, there is one player that I'm Giorgio Chiellini is slow and might not make the team, but I want Chiellini as a backup. And we got Chiellini as well. Don't ask me why, but I just want Chiellini into the team. It's good to have with players as well. And he might improve as well, so you never know. Fisken, you've been a good player for me, but Giorgio Chiellini goes into the team as well. So now we have Boccanegra, Chiellini, Yaya Toure on the bench. Okay, so we have got 3.2 million left. And with the players we bought, we have width in our team now. We can substitute Boccanegra into the team. We can mix players up. We can have Chiellini going into the team. Yaya Toure. Alan Adams can still make. He can be like super substitute together with Ian Andrews, unless I get my bids on these players that actually, you know, with their value and all that. The players outside here is players I happily will sell if there's a bid coming through. I'm just gonna go into the transfer market because I wanna look at things. I want to look at midfielders in the Belgian league again. I don't care about the value right now. I just wanna see if I can recognize a player. Because I feel like this league has like many of these like players that are now legends basically. Or have been legends, basically. Dutch League. Just want to take a look at players. There's a lot of expensive players when it comes to midfielders in Dutch League. We cannot afford any of them, however. Not that I'm looking to buy one of those. Arne Slot. Shala la la la. Rory Delap. Jesus Christ. Do. Okay, let me. We just got promoted from this league. There might be some good players down here. I mean, I highly doubt so, but if there is a player that I really recognize and be like, oh my god, I want this player, I will happily grab one of those from down here. Danny Shitu, I mean, The thing is, he wouldn't improve the team whatsoever. Carl Fletcher as well. Attackers. Scott McDonald. Jesus Christ. 14 mil. Dean Ashton. How does your stats? Shit. Robert Halsey. Shit. Robert Earnshaw. Shit. Defense. 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 A full squad. Okay. So we cannot do any more on transfer business right now. We have a full team. So, due to the fact that we cannot buy any more players, we still have 3.2 mil. And we have bought Peter Cech, Paul Konchesky. We have bought Felipe Melo, Oliver Capo, Emmanuel Ulisadebe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 with Adebayor. 7 with Carlos Bocanegra. 8 with Chiellini. So we bought 8 players. And we have a lot of players that we need to sell. That will be sold. So we'll get more money in. And based with that, if we go into fixture screen, we will play our first actual game. Will be against Liverpool in the FA Community Shield, Community Cup. So that happens in next episode. And then we will have our first real game in Championship, and that starts off with Walsall away. And then we face Norwich away. And our first home game in the Championship will be against Sheffield United. So my plan for next episode is to start off slow. We will play the FA, like the FA Community Cup, Community Shield. We'll play that game. We'll play the 2 away fixtures against Walsall and Norwich, and play the game against Sheffield United. Along that way, we'll probably get some bids on our players and try to sell those. So next episode, what will that be? 15 will be shorter compared to this episode, which is now like almost 50 minutes in. So it will be a little bit shorter, but we will also have a bigger. Like, we will know what we have done with the team more by then. So with that in mind, we're gonna go and save. We have made a lot of businesses, and you might wonder, like, why did you not break the bank on a top tier player? Maybe I should have, but I also have a bigger width in our team now. The purchase for Chiellini might have been like useless, but I also wanted somebody, like, if somebody of my defenders gets injured or red cards, you never know what happens. Either way, thank you so much for watching the transfer market special. We brought in some really banger players, some players that are probably not that great right now, but probably will evolve because we have seen a lot of people's value go up. So I feel like I can trust this team, and based on the fact that we play really well in League 2, aka League 1, I feel like even with this team now, when we have better like strikers in the team and midfielders, we should dominate Championship and get promoted. And also we have all the English Cups, FA Cup, Community Shield, and we also have European Club Football. So you never know what happens. Either way, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see more, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Did you think I made the right purchases? Who should I bought? Who should I done? What should I've done something different? Leave that in the comments down below. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. I'm Nielsen92 and I'm signing out. Peace out and have a great day.